Hey guys, how's it going? Dudey here. I am back with another video. Now today we're going to delve into more missing persons cases, one in particular that to me screams alien abduction, but I would love to know your thoughts at the end of this video. Before I delve into the actual case, I feel like it's necessary to mention David Paulides or Paulides, I'm not entirely sure. He was a detective who took a grand interest in these missing persons cases, then turned to researching lots of them and created Missing 411. Which is a series of self-published books and a couple of documentaries based entirely around the investigation of missing people in these national parks. This information is important because I will be referring to David throughout this case as he took a keen interest in this particular case. Now, the names of everyone involved has been changed mainly because it revolves around a 3-year-old boy. So for the sake of this, we will just refer to him as the 3-year-old boy. This event occurred in 2010. This was near Mount Shasta in California. Now, the boy was camping with his family at a large creek, and at around 6 p.m. the boy disappeared without a trace. Now, they did search for the boy for a number of hours before getting the authorities involved. I mean, a number of hours to me seems a bit long. You know, every minute that passes is another minute that statistically would contribute to him never being found. So for me, I think it's all hands on deck as early as possible. But what do you guys think? How quickly, if your 3-year-old went missing, would you contact the authorities? But after a few hours, they did. And after 5 hours, the boy was found. Alive, absolutely fine, which is important to note because a lot of these missing people cases, they either turn up deceased or they are simply never found, never heard from, never seen again. So this is one of those rare missing people cases in the national parks where they actually turn up again. Now, the interesting thing was he was found right next to the trail of which they were searching. Now, the parents of this little boy contacted David, which is how he has all this insight into this case, because of what happened next, because of what the little boy said happened whilst he was missing. About 3 weeks after he disappeared and was found again, he was having a conversation with his grandmother. But he was saying how he no longer likes her. He no longer likes Grandma Cappy, as she was known. Now, of course, the grandmother asked him to explain, why don't you like me anymore? What could I have possibly done to you? And he said, don't you remember when I was lost in the woods? The other Grandma Cappy grabbed me and took me to a creepy place. She's really a robot. It was a cave with spiders and there was purses and guns. I was too scared, so I didn't touch anything. But when she climbed a ladder, the light made her look like a robot. There were other robots too, but they didn't move. She made me lay down to look at my tummy. Then she tried to get me to poop on a sticky paper, but I couldn't go. She told me that I am from outer space, and they put me in my mum's tummy. Then she took me back to the river and said to wait under the bush until someone found me. Apparently, her grandson also said she had your same hair, your feet, and even your face. Now, this obviously terrified the grandmother, the fact that there could be a lookalike out there that has kidnapped her own grandson. She thinks that he may have been speaking to some kind of hologram because of the way that he described, you know, the lights and stuff, and the way that, you know, she come across as a robot and the lights trickling through her skin and all this sort of thing. So the grandmother rang up her son, the little boy's father, and explained all of this to him. He said that the little boy had told him the exact same story just a few days earlier. Now, obviously, this could just be a little boy making stuff up, right? Well, the reason the grandmother was so terrified was because about a year earlier, her and a friend were camping around that same creek, and she woke up out of her tent, face down in the dirt, with a weird puncture wound in the back of her neck. She said that she felt violently ill on that morning, and weirdly, emotionless. Her friend had the same puncture wound on the back of her head, and they both sort of put it down to maybe a venomous spider bite. However, they do both recall seeing red eyes through the trees that night, which in all honesty they put down to just being deer at the time. But if you piece all of this information together, the fact that something weird happened to the grandmother a year previous in that area, and then a year later her grandson goes missing, is taken by a lookalike of her and told that he is from outer space. They seem to be robotic in nature or holographic. It wouldn't be a leap or a reach to say that perhaps on that night where the grandmother and her friend camped on the creek, they were abducted by aliens, maybe tested on, or maybe taken to be cloned or something like that. Maybe they've been keeping tabs on this family as if we go with the fact that it's aliens, the fact that they said that we put you in your mother's stomach, then perhaps these aliens are keeping tabs on this family. Perhaps the aliens took the grandmother to clone or replicate so that the little boy, who is apparently an alien from outer space, could feel comfortable going into a cave of some description, going away with the grandmother figure. I just think I like the fact that this is multi-layered, because you could of course throw this away. It's a 3-year-old with an overactive imagination, right? But although the descriptions are very odd, but when you throw in the grandmother's story, that is some juice for me. I really like this one. What do you guys think? Do you think, look, the little boy went missing? Yeah, he just got a bit overreact. He overreacted. His imagination went away with him, and the grandmother's story is completely unrelated? Or do you think this is potential evidence of aliens messing with human beings? I would love to know your thoughts. Do you enjoy these missing people cases as much as I do? If you do, let me know down below. Hit that like button. That helps me know that you like this kind of stuff. Thank you so much. Hit that notification bell as well. It's like the true sub button. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to 100k soon. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. Full credit to David Paulides, or Paulides. I do apologise, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But yes, the missing 411, check that out. And yeah, sweet one. Yes.